Tonight, the North Penn Knights are taking on Abington Galloping Ghosts right here on North Penn Television. Hello everybody and welcome to the home opener of the Knights football. I'm G. Yoon along with Dan Keene. It's a wonderful night for some hard-hitting action here at Crawford Stadium, and the Knights are getting ready to take on the visiting Abington Ghosts. The Knights are coming into tonight's game after demolishing Pennsbury Falcons 42-3 last week, adding to their undefeated streak of 3-0. It all started with Clay Kucklick's control of the offense, adding to the much-needed air power to the Knights' already stellar running game. The Knights come into tonight's game hoping to get another win to advance to the playoffs in the offseason. In contrast, the Abington Ghosts haven't had the success of the Knights this season, coming off of a loss, and they need to win tonight's game if they want to get back in track to contend for their spot in the playoffs. Now, Dan, what do you think about Abington if you look at their whole team?
Abington's got a pretty good team, but they've lost to North Penn for 3 years in a row now. So it'll be an interesting match, I think, for sure.
And that's a factor why I'm going to bet my money on the Knights, who are coming off a very good offseason, reinforcing their line with power and quickness, weakened by the absence of their stellar defensive lineman, Dave Koslow, who went off to PSU on a full scholarship.
Right. Well, the defense is doing pretty good. We've got some new people who came up this year. Gavin Moser is new to varsity, and he's done really nicely the past few games that the Knights have played. And I just think that really they're going to fill in the holes that are missing.
That's right. North Penn has only allowed 9 points this season and scored 117. That is a major difference right there, and they allowed only 304 yards while gaining 1,021 yards already here, and they're already in only 3 games played.
Now, surely Heike Johnson is definitely a factor in how many yards they've scored. He's an incredible runner, and he's just done really well the past few games. He's done about 383 yards in the past few games, and this season he is expected to break the rushing record set by Harold Paget 3 years ago.
That's right. This North Penn offense has been revolved around Heike Johnson for the past couple years with under head coach Mike Pettin, but inclusion of Clay Kucklick has allowed the defense to be spread out, giving Heike Johnson more room to run, and I think he's going to have a good chance at gaining that 3,000-yard mark. Now, coming into tonight's game, what are the factors playing into tonight's game?
Well, the factors are basically you've got, all right, your quarterback matchup. Abington's quarterback and also North Penn's quarterback are both about the same size. They're both about 6 feet tall, both about 180 pounds. Although you notice that the Knights quarterback, Clay Kucklick, has definitely got a much stronger arm than the Abington quarterback. So that'll definitely contribute to the Knights' success.
That's right. I've been talking to Coach Mike Pettin, and he has said that Clay Kucklick, the reason for him starting is his off-season work ethic. He has taken his receivers out, the running backs out to get the steps down and get their pass routes right. And if you look at the running backs, of course, you cannot leave out Heike Johnson in this playing factor.
Right. Well, Heike Johnson, like I said before, is just really an incredible player. But also, if you look at the defensive line, you notice that our team is a lot bigger than Abington, height and weight-wise. And not one Abington player can come close to our one lineman, Chris McKelvey, who's just massive. At 6'4" and 295 pounds, just nobody can come close. Abington's biggest player is only 240.
Now, if you look at North Penn's linebackers, now it's consisted of 4 linebackers that are seniors, and they have all had starting experiences last year and the season before, and they are very unable. The other teams cannot match the size and the quickness of this 4.
Well, I definitely think that they're going to have some new people come up from the middle school. And they're also going to have some people from JV move up, and they're going to prove to be some pretty good players, I think.
That's
and
right,
we'll
Dan.
definitely fill in the holes.
That's right, Dan. Now, if you look at what has plagued our North Penn team last year was the kicking situations. If you look back last season at CB West game, because of the 2 missed extra pointers, we lost that game. Although we cannot put all blame on the kicker, that plays much factor into tonight's game also. But surprisingly, the North Penn has done a very good job not missing any extra pointers or field goals this season. And I think Wes Heinel's good leg during kickoffs
He's
with
definitely a good kicker.
Already 4 touchbacks this season is going to be very good for spreading out the field and giving the offense a very poor position for Abington Ghost tonight.
Certainly, but if you look, the two kickers that we do have are both seniors, so they'll be graduating this year. So we're definitely going to need to get some more people up from JV and middle school to fill in those holes too.
Now I took a look at the stadium tonight, and the North Penn side is basically sold out. But if you look at the visiting Abington Ghost section, now you see empty bleachers all around.
Well, that's also because Abington is from Abington. You know, a lot of times fans can't get over here to support their team as much as they'd like to.
That's right, and the fans are very pumped up, and I think it's going to play a very big factor in motivating the North Penn Knights team.
And they're ready for this game. They've all got their blankets. You know, it could be a cold one tonight, so they are set to watch a football game.
And it's a very beautiful night for football, and the Knights are ready to take on the Abington Ghosts. And we'll be back for the opening kickoff right after this.
This park was filled with vandals, junkies and dealers, carjackers, prostitutes, and gangs that held the neighborhood in fear. But the only crime being committed here is everyone thinking that we're the criminals. Let's face it, everyone judges teenagers on appearances. So why don't we start proving everybody wrong by doing something right? Get involved in crime prevention in your community. Tutor, mentor, volunteer. Call 1-800-722-TEENS to find out what you can do.
It's time we're judged
by what we do,
not how we look.
Welcome back to Crawford Stadium, and Tom Fitzpatrick of Abington is getting ready to kick off to Aaron Thomas of North Penn Knights, and Aaron Thomas has been averaging very good yards on kick returns. And this Abington Ghost team will have to cover very good in order to prevent Aaron from scoring a touchdown or gaining good field position. And it's a low kick, and they stumble over it, and I think North Penn has it. And North Penn has a pretty good field position to start their drive. And North Penn Knights offense is taking field as a special team comes off. And the special team almost cost North Penn the ball to Abington.
Well, not really. They jumped on that ball pretty quickly, and I think they were able to get under it before Abington could jump on it. They did really well as far as that goes.
And here we go, 1st and 10 at the Knights 35. Clay Kucklick with tight formation. Heike Johnson in the eye. Handoff, and Heike Johnson's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And Heike Johnson was surprised about that stop right there.
Beginning to see the same strategy, I think, that they've used the past couple of games. They're going to hand off to Heike and try and get him to run it up there. And so far, Abington seems to be expecting it as well, and they stopped him right off the bat.
That's right. Coach Mike Patton always said their team is a running team. And they show it there by running it right with Heike Johnson. And Clay Kucklick calling the play. And they break Cuddle. And it's 2nd and 11. And they're stunning. And it's a pitch to Heike Johnson. Heike Johnson going to the left. And that dives in for a couple extra yards and gains about 5. Heike Johnson, great run on that play.
Looks at about the 41-yard line, I'd say, maybe.
3rd and 4 at the Knights' 41-yard line.
Heike, they're still using the same strategy. They're getting out there really well. Heike was able to get through it that time. They're not as strong on their blocking, it seems, right off the bat.
Sit on split. Heike Johnson in the backfield, giving it to Heike Johnson again. Heike Johnson has an opening. He's breaking, and he's going 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. He's gone. Touchdown. North Penn's up 6-0 here in the first quarter. That was only 1 minute 30 seconds into the game, and they already scored a touchdown here.
And again, with the high key running, he is their strongest player, I think, as far as that goes. He's going to get. I think we're going to see him scoring most of the touchdowns tonight.
And Heike Johnson, what a run on that play. Gaining to about 59 yards. And he's gaining very close to his 3,000 mark that he's hoping for this season.
We will definitely see him break that record this season if he keeps running the way he's running tonight.
And John Corson will attempt the extra pointer here with Clay Kucklick holding. Abington already falling behind 6-0 here at first quarter. And John Corson, high snap, kicks, and it's right through the uprights. And Knights are up 7-0.
It's good.
Good strategy, sticking with basics. They know they can run the ball, so they go with it.
Oh, they definitely know they can run the ball. They're definitely good at that. I think we're going to see a lot more of that tonight.
And Heike Johnson adding another touchdown to his record. And the Knights crowd is pumped up right now. Everybody's standing after that touchdown.
You have to wonder if about partway through the game, Abington's may catch on to that strategy and they may have to switch up to a passing game. All right, now we're here. We're going to go over the starting lineups for the Knights. Okay, on the offensive line, we have Sidanon as the... I'm sorry, we have Imbar Gwen as the left tackle.
All right, the Knights, Wes Heinel with a good leg will kick off. Kick off to Malik Mills, the starting running back for the Abington Ghosts. The North Penn defense is considered one of the best. Their D-backs consisting of Landis, Aaron Thomas, and Heike Johnson is considered to be the top. And Wes Heinel taking his steps and giving the sign to go. And there's the whistle. Wes Heinel approaching, and there's the kick. It's a long, high, beautiful kick. And Malik Mills, and he's getting it, and the Knights stop him around the 30. Not a bad coverage there.
Not bad at all. They got in there, got right on him. I think their team is definitely ready for that. They're set. I mean, it's just they got in there really well. They were able to stop the ball, and they just did really well as far as, getting them. They're still beyond. They're not even beyond the 50 yet.
And it'll be 1st and 10 on Abington's 33-yard line. Abington coming out with a good, solid return, and Jordan Smith will take charge of the offense. He takes the snap. He's looking, and right outside, and intercepted by Clay Kucklick. I'm telling you, this boy can play.
Wow. Not only being a quarterback, he's also great in the defense.
That's right.
Right there, Knights ball.
This guy, starting both sides of the ball, controlling the offense, and he controls the defensive line, defensive linebackers, and he looks to the flat, and he sees that quarterback stepping up to throw to the outside, and he steps into the throwing lane, and he just gets the ball and runs with it, and he gets stopped around 29-yard line of Abington Ghost. And Knights have a great field position, and Knights will take it from here. And Aaron Thomas in motion, Heike Johnson in the backfield, Clay Kucklick, and it's a play-action fake to the left, and he has Sidanon open, and Clay Kucklick will take it, and he jumps over to Knights Abington 15-yard line. And let's look at that replay of that interception. Look at the Clay Kucklick stepping right up, and Jordan Smith, the senior, he should have known that he should not have thrown to the outside with Clay Kucklick right there. He was covered very well, but he still threw it, and he got intercepted. And the Knights have Heike Johnson in the backfield, Aaron Thomas split. Heike Johnson calling Kapusta motion, and it's a handoff to Heike Johnson to the left, and he's gone to the one touchdown, and Heike Johnson already has 2 touchdowns in the game, and the Knights are up 13.
Definitely off to a good start. And this is his 2nd touchdown of the game, and I think
Knights are just overpowering this Abington defense, just creating holes for
as well
gigantic
as
holes for Heike Johnson to run through, and this offense is unstoppable.
Knights offense, Knights defense, they're both doing great. I mean, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns, and we're barely 5 minutes into the game.
And John Corson will attempt the extra point. Cluck on the hold. Up, and it's good. Now let's take a look at that touchdown. There's the handoff. There was a little stumble, and he just dives in for the touchdown. What a great run.
Thank goodness for padding.
And the Knights are up 14-0. And the kickoff team of the Knights, who have been very successful this season, will take the field again. And the special team is coming into factor already. The Knights have given the defense very good field position to work with, preventing the Abington Ghosts from advancing too far up their territory. And Heinel getting the ball from the referee. And Malik Mills in the back.
Looks like we're ready to kick.
And Heinel ready to kick. There's the whistle. There's a kick. Long, high kick. It's a beauty at the 1 yard line, and they drop it, and it's a touchback. It seemed like it dropped right on the 1 yard line, but they're calling it a touchback.
Oh, that's definitely the ref's call. They can probably see better than we can.
And the Abington Ghosts will take it at their 20 yard line. It's an automatic touchback if the ball drops into the end zone in this league.
The touchback means that they will come out to their own 20-yard
Landis and
line.
Aaron Thomas at corner with Heike Johnson at free safety. Jordan Smith calling motion of the fullback. And he takes the snap, and it's a handoff right in the middle, and he gets about a 3 yard line. Malik Mills on that carry. And it's 2nd and 6.
Once again, the Knights defense getting in there, stopping them before they get too far.
That's right.
They're not making it past the line, if you're noticing. Where the Knights line up, they're just, when the offense tries to get through there, they just can't do it. Just the Knights are just overpowering them.
And Jordan Smith takes the snap. It's another handoff. And the Knights read it, and they get him down.
We're seeing
giving up 3 yards.
We're seeing a definite running game so far here. They're both trying the same strategy. They're both trying to do the handoff strategy, trying to do a running game.
That's right, Dan. And both teams have great running backs. And Malik Mills, the junior, who's only 5'7" and weighs about 165 pounds, he has another year to go. And this team will go far around him. And Jordan Smith taking a snap right to the fullback. And he gets stopped around the 35-yard line, and he gains about 3 yards.
Now you comparing running backs. You've also got Heike Johnson on the other end of the spectrum, who is 6 foot and 190 pounds, and he's also got about the same speed.
So far, the Knights are doing pretty good, preventing the Abington Ghosts from gaining too much yards on each carry. And the fullbacks in motion with Jordan Smith taking the snap, inside handoff, and he is just smuggled by the Knights defense and lost for 3. And it's 3rd and 7. And the Abington Ghosts have to go long on this play. And the Knights are up 14-0 here in first quarter with Heike Johnson's 2 touchdown runs and Corson's 2 extra pointers after. Now trips right with shotgun formation. Jordan Smith calling play. He gets it. He gives it.
That's an incomplete.
Incomplete. No receiver found on that play.
Now we're at the 4th down, so now Abington's really got to wonder, do they want to punt it?
I think they're going to punt.
That's what it looks like they're doing, because really if they were to try and run it out, they'd have to deal with North Penn's defensive squad even more, and then they risk giving it to them right, almost near their end zone, and Heike Johnson could probably run that in easily.
And Dave Brooks will punt the ball away to Aaron Thomas. And Aaron Thomas lets it go. And ball keeps on rolling to North Penn 29-yard line, and that's where North Penn will have it as the North Penn Knights offense comes on the field.
So it looks like they've definitely got some distance to cover this time.
Smart move by Aaron Thomas letting that ball go. It was a very short kick, so if Aaron mishandled it, he could have given up a turnover.
Yeah.
And Clay Kukla comes into the game after getting the message from Coach Penton. And they break huddle. And Sid Anand splits left with Heike Johnson and Mike Colonello in the backfield. And Aaron Thomas in motion, splits through slot. And Clay Kukla has the ball. And wide open Aaron Thomas. He catches it. Oh, and stopped by number 15, Jason Sheldog. Oh, and Aaron Thomas is down, and he is injured. And that was a very low tackle. And I think Aaron Thomas is hurt on that play.
He went in the air that time.
If you saw Aaron Thomas motioning left, he sprinted that side, and as Clay Kukla called the play, he was just gone, and he was wide open without defense catching up to the play. But
yeah,
let's take a look at that play again. Now there he is, Aaron Thomas going left, and you see Clay Kukla holding the ball for play action, and you see Aaron Thomas. There's the catch, and there's Sheldog.
Clipped him by his ankles.
Right on the knees. Now the trainers are looking at him. The coach, this has got to be a big loss for North Penn if Aaron Thomas does not get up. Aaron Thomas definitely one of the better and a key factor to this offense. Already catching 5 touchdowns from Clay Kukla this season. This does not look good. And Sheldog making a good return after following Sid Anand all the way down. He comes back to tackle Aaron Thomas, but it was a low one, and Aaron seems to be injured. The coaches are surrounding him.
While he is down, if he is out for the game, it's probably something they can make up for. It will hurt a little bit to have him gone, but you know I think that the Knights will be able to take it in the end.
All right, we'll be right back after. So we'll be right back after this.
Every day, 10 children are killed by gunfire. It's time we said enough is enough. Find out what you can do. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT. Not one more lost life. Not one more grieving family. Not one more.
When you mentor a child, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be yourself. Do good. Call 1-877-BE A Mentor.
And welcome back to Crawford Stadium, and North Penn Knights have it at Abington, and they give it to Heike Johnson, who takes it for 8 yards. And Aaron Thomas on the last play got injured, but he got back up, and the crowd was very relieved that he got up. And without that loss, that North Penn can still go on without having to worry about filling that position. And the Knights just gained about 7 yards on that play, and they'll have 2nd and 3.
I'd be wondering if they're going to kind of lessen up on their passing game a little bit now.
Pro formation. Sidanon split left, and Mike Colonello split right. Clay Kuklik calling a long, and give it to Mike Kapusta, who goes up for about 5 yards, and he gets the first. So North Penn doing a very good job both in the air and both the ground. And he's mixing it up with Aaron Thomas, Heike Johnson, and Mike Kapusta so far. So they're doing a very good job spreading the defensive field.
I think those are going to be our 3 key scorers this game for sure.
Now Clay Kuklik in shotgun. Sidanon, Mike Colonello, and Heike Johnson split for wide receiver position. And Mike Kapusta in backfield. He gets a snap. Clay has time. Right through the middle. He has the tight end, Matt Gill. And he gains about 11 yards. And they will have the first. And they're deep inside Abington territory around the 15-yard line. And Clay Kuklik will have the first down to work with to get the touchdown.
definitely doing really well so far. They're trying to do the passing more this time instead of just trying to have Heike run them all out.
And Heike Johnson in the backfield with Kapusta and Sidonan split. They give it to Heike Johnson. Heike Johnson stumbles in the back of his blocker. It seemed like Matt Gill, and he doesn't get much, about 1 yard on that carry. So,
considering all the running he did, that's not much. Second down.
The Knights break the huddle, and Heike Johnson is still in backfield. Johnson on the carry, and he dives, and he gets about 10 yards on that carry. And he will have the first. And Clay Kucklick going back out. And they're very close to a touchdown.
You have to wonder which they're going to try and do. They're going to pass it, they're going to give it to Heike Johnson again.
40.
And it looks like they're going to give it to Heike Johnson.
Not knowing what to do, and Knights will have to take a timeout.
Heike Johnson during this game is definitely trying to further his running record. I think we'll see him break the 400 mark by the end of this game.
That's right. Heike Johnson's doing a very good job for the Knights so far. And they have moved the chains all the way inside to Abington 5-yard line. And they have called a timeout. And the score is 14-0, 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And Steve Francis comes out. And Jay Purcell goes in. Jay Purcell, another senior wide receiver for the North Penn Knights.
Yeah, he's definitely going to do really well. I think they're all going to get in there and give it their all.
Sid Anand and Jay Purcell splitting time at wide receiver positions. He's done very well, spreading the field for Heike Johnson to run. Now the timeout's almost over. And Coach Pettin comes off the field, and he's going to let his team work. And let's see what the Knights do here. And Clay Kucklick, it's shotgun. With 3-back formation, he calls an audible with Steve Francis. Jay Purcell split left. Heike Johnson in the backfield, and they give it to Heike, and he has the touchdown, and the Knights are up 20-0. Heike Johnson already 3 touchdowns here. Unbelievable run, and Abington not knowing what to do here.
3rd touchdown in the game. That's just really well even for him.
Great
first
blocking.
Quarter.
Great blocking by the offensive line. And they'll go for another extra point. John Corson doing a very nice job. 15 for 15 for the season. Not missing any. And Clay Kucklick will hold.
Let's see if he can go 16 for 16.
And there's the kick. It's up. It's good. And it's 21-0 here in the first. Already 21-0 here in the first quarter. What's going on?
They're going to win. It's that simple unless Abington takes a major turnaround.
That's right. Offense of the Knights are stellar performing. The stellar performance of the North Penn Knights are just unbelievable. It's been expected. It's the program that North Penn Knights go through during the offseason that enables them to go through these games without mistakes, with perfect execution.
And they definitely work really hard in the offseason. Especially, I've heard about Clay Kucklick while he was working in there. He really worked as hard as he could in the offseason, working with his team just to try and, do as much as he could. We first saw him when Joe Talise went out last season for about 5 games during that CB West game.
And West Heinel will kick off to Malik Mills for the 3rd time. And he's taking his steps. The fans are pumped up tonight. And they're saying, welcome to the slaughterhouse. And the Heinel with the long kick. And they're going to get under it. And they take it up. And he's breaking loose. And he has open field, and he's dragged down by Mike Landis around midfield.
They get through the Knights special team, which has not happened so far tonight. Pretty far, too. They made it past the 50. They're in the Knights territory.
So special teams will take a loss on that. Now the defense will have to prevent the Abington Ghosts from advancing any further, which they have done good so far.
Work a little bit harder on it.
And number 7, Daryl Johnson split and fullback in motion. And they give to number 29, Jeff Check. And he gains about 7 yards on that carry. And he just bulldozed his way through. That's what you get from good execution of the play. Good step, good side step first, and he just sprinted through, get the ball, and just run through. It's 2nd and 4 for Abington, and Abington has Check on, and they'll give it to him again. They're going through the left. He's going. Heike Johnson in pursuit, but it seems like he's gone. Heike Johnson diving at the legs, and they just stopped him at the 1.
Wow, that's
almost a touchdown right there.
That's where you get a real glimpse of Heike Johnson's speed, the way he just got in there and just took off and got him at the very last second. I don't think they could have cut that any closer without having the other team score a touchdown.
This is why this league is so unpredictable on what's going to happen during a game, because of unbelievable performance can come from any player, from any team at any time.
Now it's the question of, is Abington actually going to score the touchdown, or will the Knights be able to stop them?
Now defensive line in goal line formation.
Got 2 chances.
2 tight ends, and it's a false start by number 68, Matt Orr. And let's look at that replay of that run. And number 29, Chick, running. And you see Heike Johnson in pursuit. And at the last moment, him and Steve Francis just knock him down. Great pursuit. Now the Knights are going to have to get fired up on this play to stop them. Now Jordan Smith doing a very nice job controlling the team. And Chick is still in the backfield. And fullback in motion. With 2 tight ends. He looks, he fires, and overthrown. Incomplete. Intended for Malik Mills.
Abington may possibly choke on this.
Daryl Johnson was the intended receiver on that play.
If it does turn out that Abington does choke and North Penn gets the ball, North Penn is going to have a heck of a distance to run.
Now the Knights have their quicker of the defensive linemen. Brick Mangle, Spurrier, Fred Mayhem, Bill Gillum, Gavin Moser. They're starting 4. And Abington goes back to their 2 tight end formation with the wingback and fullback in motion with Chick. And they hand it off, and they stop them at the 5-yard line. And the North Penn Abington will have 3rd down and goal at North Penn's 6-yard line. And Abington must be feeling very excited right now.
They're so close. You can actually see it by that false start. They're jumping the gun, so to speak. They're trying to get. They want to get that in there as quick as they can because they don't want to make a mistake. So the quicker you get out of the pressure situation, the less likely you have to make the mistake.
Matt Orr, the 220-pound sophomore who jumped, he needs to gain more experience and be more disciplined on those drives. It'll hurt the team more if he doesn't. And Jordan Smith, intended for Mark Hammond, incompleted. And great defense by the North Penn Knights, and it seems like Abington's going to go for a field goal here with Tom Fitzpatrick kicking. And Dave Heyman on the hold. Now let's see if the Knights can stop this field goal. Tom Fitzpatrick taking his steps. There's snap. And blocked by North Penn, and that's what it seemed like. And Mike Colinello with almost a return. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Mike Moore. Tom Fitzpatrick, first field goal attempt of the night, gets blocked by Mike Moore, and he almost took it all the way, but he was tripped up.
You can definitely feel almost a vengefulness, it seemed, when he tackled him. You know, he felt.
And let's see that replay. You see Mike Moore blocking it, and he's off. And he was stopped by Heyman. And North Penn Knights offense will take the field, and Clay Kucklick will control. Heike Johnson in the backfield. Mike Kapusta and Sidanan split. They give it to Heike Johnson. He'll take it up the middle, and he has an open field, and he gets dragged down by Malik Mills.
He ran almost 15 yards. Oh, I'm sorry, not 15 yards, 5 yards before they took him out, before they took him down.
So great carry by Heike Johnson right there.
It's really incredible that he can do that he can keep running, like, still fairly quickly with a 190-pound lineman attached to his waist.
If we can quote Mike Pettin for his comment to Inquirer, he says it's tribute to Heike and his work ethic. Some guys think if they just come to the weight room, that will make a difference. But you really have to work at it. And he's pertaining to Heike Johnson on that part. And he has shown his ability to work and to lead this team into the next level they've been shooting for past 2 seasons. And Mike Colinello comes into the game. And Clay Kucklick getting the play from Coach Pettin. And they Brett Cuddle, Dan Chang at center. Now let's take a look at the offensive line of North Penn, including of Matty Bargwin, left tackle, Bill Gill at left guard, Chang at center, right guard, McKelvey, right tackle, Hamill. And another great player, Hamill, who's been a surprise to this team. He's been with the team for 2 seasons, starting from his sophomore year. Hasn't been that noticed, but past summer he has been working out very hard to get the starting job this season. Now Kapusta checks into the game. Heike Johnson checks out. And Heike Johnson seems to be hurt, and he's checking in with the trainer. And Knights will have 3rd and 5.
With Heike, if Heike Johnson goes out of the game, we'll definitely have North Penn will definitely have a
Mike
big problem.
Landis. It's a keeper by Clay Kucklick, and he has an open field, and he gains about 10 yards on that carry. And Knights will have a 1st and 10 at Abington 45-yard line. Clay Kucklick, Heike Johnson, Aaron Thomas, all 3 of them can run the ball, and Abington doesn't know what to do with it.
Well, they know what they're supposed to do with it. It's just stop them, but they're having trouble getting in there and doing that. And it all comes down to that off-season practicing, I think. Just
now, Coach Beck calling the players over, and it's a timeout. Oh, end of first quarter, and the Knights are up 21-0. It's been so far a great game for the North Penn Knights. Abington hasn't been behind that this far before, but they're already down 21-0. So Abington has to get better at executing plays and calling better plays to get back into this game. And they need this game to go and contend for the playoffs contention.
Just another side note, the band doing a great job of firing up the crowd over there. Definitely one of the highlights of this show.
And North Penn is up 21-0 in the beginning of second quarter.
North Penn up 21-0, doing really well the beginning of in the first quarter.
And Heike Johnson already has 118 yards of rushing and 2 touchdowns to add to that. Heike Johnson is just getting fired up for the games. He's putting everything he's got. He is a senior this year, so North Penn will miss him next year. And North Penn will help him get his 3,000 yards this season. And Mike Kapusta on the carry, he'll get about 6. It'll be 1st and 4 for North Penn Knights at the 37-yard line. Freya Mahan, the junior, coming off the field. He's done a great job for the North Penn Knights. Freya Mahan starting last season at D-tackle. This season, he's been starting offense also. And Sidanan split. Mike Kapusta, and they give it to him again. And it's a quarterback keeper, Clay Kuklik, not knowing what to do. And he gets down around 33-yard line, but they still have the first.
You see that field awareness within Clay Kuklik. He still, he was still able to see where he could get through, their defense, get through to get that first down.
Second quarter, 21-0 North Penn Knights, and North Penn Knights are threatening Abington to score again with Mike Landis in the backfield. And it's a quarterback keeper, and he's down.
They saw that one coming. They got right in there and just dropped him.
It was an inside handoff to Mike Colonello, but the Abington defense shut him down very quickly. It'll bring up 2nd and 10, 2nd and 13 on the 36-yard line.
Abington really starting to come alive in this game all of a sudden.
And Clay Kuklik gets the call. With Doug Servey split. With Mike Colonello at wingback. And it's a quarterback keeper, and he's gone to the 10-yard line. Nice run by Clay Kuklik, and he's holding his shoulder, getting up. A little roughed up. That's the problem with the quarterback keepers, is that quarterback can get injured on those plays.
And if you injure your quarterback, it's definitely a big problem.
And Clay Kuklik taking the knee in front of the trainer, Dave DeFusco, and he seems to be in pain. Now let's look at the replay on that. Now, there you see Clay Kuklik just taking it up the middle. He does a great job, and he gets tackled, and he just gets driven in with his elbow.
His knees kind of smashed together, too, as he hit the ground, but he looks okay from that.
And Clay Kuklik's going out of and he seems to be out of the game for now. And Joe Talise will come into the game for the first time today. And let's see what Joe can do. Joe, the all-year starter last season, he has done a very good job, but he lost his job to Clay Kuklik this season. Now, Joe has a lot to prove this season.
You see almost a role reversal when Joe Talise was injured last year. Clay Kuklik took over for him.
And missed fumble, almost fumbled, but they get it off to Heike Johnson. Heike Johnson has no problem getting into the end zone, and he'll add to the score. And it's the Knights 27,
Fourth
to Abington nothing.
Fourth touchdown of the game for Heike Johnson. Fourth.
Heike Johnson just going through every single hole, weaving in and out, and just going into the end zone. No problem right there. He seems to be untouched on that play. And he's getting congratulated by his teammates right there.
I believe later in the game we will see a little bit more tighter coverage of Heike, either with maybe another defender on him or something else. But they're going to find...
And Sidanan on the hold for Corson's attempt for an extra pointer. There's the snap. And he gets the kick off, but that is no good. And he'll miss his first of the night. And let's see that replay of Heike Johnson's run. You see that drop snap, but he still gets it off to Heike Johnson. And he just hurdles over him, untouched, and into the end zone.
Good blocking job right there,
and North Penn's up 27-0, and you see the effect of the missed extra pointer. That 1 point could cause the North Penn the game, but at this point, I don't think that's going to have any effect in the game. Now, Wes Heinel will kick off to Malik Mills for the 4th time tonight. West Heinel very consistent in the long kicks. And the coverage team will have to do a good job on stopping them without giving Abington much room to run, because Abington was threatening to score on the last drive. But that blocked field goal prevented them from putting any scores on the board. And here's Heinel's kick. And it's long. Floater, and it's going to be a touchback. And he adds another touchback to his record and gets a round of applause from his fans.
It's the second touchback of the game. Which again, the ball will come out to the 20-yard line.
There you see the head, the Knights mascot, running around. And he's getting the fans pumped up. And you can see the North Penn side of the stadium is just packed. The North Penn Knights being high prospects to win the championship this season is getting coverage from the Inquirer, ESPN. Just unbelievable. This team has come very far in the program under the head coach of Mike Pettin. He has brought this team from a 500 club to almost 9 games, 10 games a season. Now it's 2nd and long for Abington Ghosts. 2nd about 13 here at their 18-yard line. And Jordan Smith will take the snap in shotgun formation, trips left, split right. And he has time to throw, and it's too long, intended for Darrell Johnson.
That's the first incomplete pass for the Knights tonight, I believe.
And it'll bring up 3rd and 12 at the 18-yard line. So far, Knights defense has done a stellar job of preventing Abington from gaining any points or putting any points up on the scoreboard. Now there will go Queens formation with a fullback in the backfield. And Jordan Smith calling a long call. And there's a snap. And he has time to throw to the quick out. And Mike Colonello almost with the interception tips it. Oh, we have a change in quarterback. Francis Benson coming into the game. And let's take a look at that replay. There you see, he has time to throw it to number 22. Mike Colonel almost with the pick, not being able to get it. Now there's Heike Johnson with the return of the punt. And he gets it down to about the 30-yard line. So, good drive for the North Penn Knights. And they have a very good field position for their offense to handle.
Heike Johnson doing really well with the running again. He was able to get in there, get that ball, and try and, pretty much get through the defense like he's supposed to.
We're still not seeing Aaron Thomas back in the game. You saw Heike Johnson taking the punt, and you would normally see Aaron Thomas. And it seemed like offsides. Oh, it's a false start for the North Penn Knights. And North Penn Knights making their first mental mistake of the night. So the error count is low, but that's very good for North Penn tonight.
Once again, you're seeing them jumping the gun. They're getting too anxious. I mean, you saw Abington do that earlier in the game when they were really close to the end zone.
And that'll cost them 5 yards, and North Penn has it too wide, and Joe Talise with the speed takes it to the outside, and he gets pushed out of bounds around the 35-yard line.
After hurdling a defenseman, which was pretty good.
Joe Talise, that was the reason why Coach Pettin saw Joe Talise as one of the top quarterbacks, because of his speed, his arm power, his agility, his vision. This guy's a complete quarterback.
As they all are for the North Penn Knights.
Now, backs in the eye, Sidanon and Colonello split. Talise looking around, calls like, and Kapusta has the field, And he's going to run it down to the 8-yard line. And it'll be first and goal for the North Penn. Kapusta, great run. And the size up the middle for North Penn Knights, there's a size difference we've talked about before. We can see the replay again. There's the handoff to Kapusta. There he goes. The power back, just spreading the defense, just bulldozing right through him.
That's what
the Knights have first and goal at the Abington 7. Talise at quarterback. Gives it off to Landis. And he gains about a couple. And it'll be first and goal at the 5-yard line. Or second and goal at the 5.
We're beginning to see what the North Penn size can do. They're able to just really go, when they really put their minds to it and really put like their weight into it, they can go right through the Abington defense.
That's right. North Penn offensive line, very calm, yet they fire off the ball really quick, not enabling the Abington linemen to come into their side. Now Talise has the backs in strong eye formation. Gives it to Heike Johnson. Heike Johnson bulldozing through and fumbles. It goes out of bounds. And let's see how they rule this one. And they'll give the ball to North Penn at Abington 1-yard line. And Heike Johnson checking out with Brian Hand coming in. Heike Johnson coming back in with Joe Talise. Now it's 3rd and 1 for the Knights, and they have a pretty good shot at making this one. And stacked right formation. Heike Johnson single back and handoff, and that's what they expected, and that's what they'll get. And it's another touchdown for North Penn. It's 33-0 here in the second quarter.
Knights fans definitely getting very excited about this game so far. As a shutout, 33-0.
So it's been all Heike Johnson tonight in scoring.
Yeah, he's definitely doing really well. And almost every single scoring, I believe, has been on a running play.
So Heike Johnson goes back in. And it doesn't seem like they're going to kick. And it seems like they're going to go for 2.
2-point
Ibargwin going in. Oh, John Corson comes back. It seemed like a 2-point conversion for a second there without John Corson coming out. But Sid Anand will hold for John Corson to add to their 33-point lead. So defense playing very well for North Penn, giving the offense a chance to win and gain points for North Penn. Now the kick is good, and it'll be 34-0 for North Penn here in the second quarter. Now Coach Penn doing a very good job. You can see right there Heike Johnson going in. Now you can see Coach Penn mixing up the plays and spreading the defense. And you see Aaron Thomas, one of the best running backs that North Penn has. He's injured right now, so it seems like he'll be out for the rest of the game. And West Heinel will kick off one more time. And North Penn is up 34-0 here in the second quarter. And it's been all North Penn for the first half.
Looks like North Penn is ready to kick. Just a moment.
West Heinel with the kick. It's a beauty. It's going, and it seems like it's going to be a touchback.
Third one of the game, all for Abington.
This Wes Heinel with this very strong leg. He's also a scholar in school, too. So North Penn putting both emphasis on academics and athletics, and they have a very strong group here.
All football players must maintain at least a C average in order to stay on the team.
And that'll start off Abington at their own 20-yard line. And Benson, who scored 2 touchdowns against North Penn last year on the quarterback draws, will take control of the field. And it's fumbled. And let's see who brings it up. It seems like Abington has it.
You heard half the stands groan on that one.
Oh, and no, North Penn gets it. Great play.
Despite the fumble, they were able to hold on to it and keep control. It's almost a close one for North Penn.
Good defense by the North Penn Knights. The defensive line consisting of Mangelsbury, Mahan, Gill, and Moser. They've done a spectacular job here in the first half. And the offense will take over a very good field position at the 18-yard. And it's a pitch to Heike Johnson. He's wrapped up around the 20. And he loses about 5 yards on that carry. It'll be 2nd and 13 at the 16-yard line. And they're going to go to Heike all night long. And if Abington doesn't come out with a solution to this problem, they're going to lose by a lot more points than 34. And Joe Talise controlling. Handoff to Heike Johnson. Heike Johnson running through the middle, and he has it open. Wide open end zone. And he adds another 6, and that'll bring up 40-0.
Heike Johnson, the
for
chief
North
scorer.
Penn.
Chief scorer in this game.
And John Corson goes back out for the extra point. Heike Johnson, already 6 touchdowns. What a run on that play. You saw he ran through McKelvey and Hamill on that carry, the 2 of the biggest offensive linemen that North Penn has, and the end zone was just wide open for him to just stroll in.
There was nobody on Abington's team who was a match for McKelvey. There's just nobody.
So Sedanan will hold on this extra pointer. Seemed like it was an offsides, but it was. The referees don't call it, so that'll be a block. And Corson misses 2. One a missed kick, and the second one it was blocked. So the North Penn kicking team will take the field. The special teams has done a fantastic job, and you see the fans, the North Penn Spirit has been considered one of the best everywhere they go. The Blue Crew, as North Penn students call it, is the fan motivating club that just pumps up the fans.
The Blue Crew has done great. I mean, they have their own T-shirts made up. They've got so many members from North Penn High School. They just try as hard as they can to get the fans riled up.
Now it's 40-0
along with the band.
40-0 here in the second quarter. And West Highland will kick off another one to Malik Mills. And he must be getting tired because he's kicking kickoffs, another kickoff, after a kickoff, another kickoff, then a kickoff. And you can see where I'm going to it. Now West Highland taking his steps.
See if we can get another touchback.
Now, I asked Wes if he does any rituals before he kicks off, and he just says, I just look at the ball and kick. And there's another long ball, and it's deep inside. It'll be a touchback. West Highland already 3rd touchback of the game.
Beginning to see a strategy here with the Knights. They're trying to kick it as far back as they can to keep, if they can get it into the end zone, then there's no chance of Abington coming up any farther than that 20-yard line. Okay, so and he is down around the 20-yard line, looks like 25-yard line.
And Abington will have second and 7 at their 20. So North Penn does a very nice job pursuing and cutting off the run angle. Now Abington with 2 split wides, strong eye formation. They give it to the fullback, and it's almost brought down by number 23, Dan Brown, the junior. The arm tackle cost him about a yard on that carry, which could have pushed back the Abington Ghosts about 3 yards. So the Abington gains about 2.
Dan Brown.
So
doing
Knights
very well so
the
far.
Abington Ghosts will have 3rd and 6 at their 24. Now Abington with 2 wide receivers, strong eye formation. Look, Benson looking. He has receivers open over the middle, and he catches it. It looks like Daryl Johnson, and he brings it up to midfield.
Saw some fancy footwork there as he danced right around the defensive man.
The linebackers, he went around the linebackers, in between the linebackers and the safety of North Penn, in the space in between, and just Heike Johnson just too late getting there.
Caught that on the tip of his fingers. It was just reached up and just grabbed it right out of the air.
Now you can see why Benson goes for passes to Daryl Johnson, because of that ability to catch. And Daryl Johnson splits wide again, and the backs are in the eye, and Chick is in the game. And it's a fullback handoff. Fullback draw up the middle, and they'll gain about 1.
Barely.
And it'll bring up 2nd and 8 at the Knights' 49-yard line. And the Knights are up 40-0 here in the second quarter. North Penn Knights doing a very good job, solid job about blocking the run. And it's a handoff to Check, and he goes to the right. Nothing there. And it'll bring up about 3rd and 7 at the 58-yard line. 48-yard line.
Abington seems to be showing a little bit more spirit. They've got a lot more people showing up on their side of the field.
And about 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Just in time.
It's 40-0 North Penn lead. Backs in the eye. Daryl Johnson split left. Benson looking, has time. He throws, almost picked off. And they're going to call a pass interference on that play. And it seemed like an uncatchable pass. But it seems like they're going to give it to Abington on the. And you could hear the crowd boo.
They did
on
not
that
like
call.
that play, or that call, I'm sorry.
And the referee are talking over it. And the Knights are just stunned by that call.
So, gee, what would exactly happen if they ended up calling it as a pass interference?
It's a pass interference, meaning, there is no pass interference. That ball was uncatchable, meaning that North Penn will just take it.
And the fans.
But it was a face mask call on North Penn. So that'll be 15-yard penalty.
The fans breathe a sigh of relief, only to gasp it back in again.
And it's first down for Abington Ghosts deep inside North Penn territory around the 32-yard line. Now Chris Benson has some room to work with. Now let's see what he does. Now Benson may not be big, tall, or strong as Clay Kucklick, but he has that awareness on the field that he can see and he can pick out his receivers. As you saw before, Darryl Johnson right in the middle. As normal quarterbacks might not have saw him, but he picked him out and he gained about 15 on that carry. And they'll give it off to Chick, and he gets smothered up around 26.
About 4 Knight defenders jumped on him.
And he gained about 7 yards in that carry. And that'll bring up 2nd and 3. And North Penn is up 40-0. So Abington offense showing some sign of liveliness, being able to actually move the chains, gaining first downs. Ooh.
And they stop him. Abington, North Penn fans are really looking for a shutout this game.
And Chick just getting smothered. Getting nowhere, and he loses about 3 yards. And timeout called by Abington. About minute 48 left to go. No. So the defense getting replenished by the water crew of North Penn. And Coach Beck is out there talking to the team. And Abington right now has to get some points on the board before the start of the second half. They must score at least 7 to stay in this game if they want to win. But it seems very unlikely that they can score at this situation when North Penn is just dominating the Abington's offense. And Coach Beck comes off the field. And the crowd is just cheering for North Penn defense to stop these guys and hurry up to the line. And Benson calling, and he stands up. He fires to Benson, to Darryl Johnson, almost picked off.
Abington so close to scoring, but it doesn't look like they're going to make it.
That was Mike Yeager, who almost picked the pass off. Now you see, North Penn is already putting in their second string linebackers, Dan Brown and Mike Yeager. They're getting time now since the lead seems unlikely to be broken. And Benson has the wide receiver open.
Oh,
and he gets
smashed from behind.
He picks up the first around North Penn 15, and he gets tackled out by Heike Johnson or Mike Landis on the tackle.
North Penn right on him. I don't even think he saw that coming. North Penn really looking to keep Abington from scoring. The last time Abington was in this situation.
And handoff to Chick. And Dan Brown brings him down, along with Rick Mangle-Sporio and Lawrence Ramster. And the whole second squad of North Penn is in, with Steve Francis at outside linebacker, helping cover the wide receivers. Covering the flat. Benson. Oh, Darryl Johnson just gets knocked up by Mike Colinello or Larry Cannon on that play and couldn't hang on to the pass. About a minute to go here in the second quarter.
The last time Abington was in this situation, they were so close to scoring and they almost didn't do it. I think they're really looking to try and pull it out this time.
And it'll bring up 3rd and 10 at the 15-yard line. And Benson and shotgun has 3 wide receivers. And there comes the blitz off the side, and he just throws it up. And it's picked. Oh, it seemed like it was picked off, but it was just out of bounds, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th and 10 at the Knights' 16-yard line.
Pretty sure the Knights have no problem with out of bounds instead of taken, because either way, they don't score the touchdown.
Now, Benson would have liked the Randy Moss on his team throwing that ball straight up to just up for grabs. And a player is down and can't see the numbers from here. And that'll be an injury timeout for North Penn. And if we can get the number on the player.
North Penn's third injury of the game. You don't see many Abington players going down, but.
And the trainers are going out to see who's hurt. Now, as you see, like, North Penn defense has been stopping Abington from progressing too much. And as you can see, the red zone defense has been stellar in blocking the run, the pass, and the blitz off the side, off the ends, have been stellar on. And Gavin Moser, on that matter, has been pursuing hurrying the quarterback very much.
Yeah, they're definitely stopping him, but at what cost? I mean, do they really want to stop them, you know, in sacrifice of their health or in sacrifice of their well-being?
And it was Gavin Moser that was down. And he gets up under crowds' appraise. And Benson will have a fourth down situation here, and he must complete this, or it's going to be a turnover. And there comes the blitz, and he just gives it up, and it's incomplete. And Dan Brown with the rush.
Abington once again unable to pull off the score.
And Benson or Jordan Smith, for that matter, the two quarterbacks of Abington, have been hurried a lot in this quarter. And just throwing it away. And sometimes the thrown away, you can get that picked off. And you really don't want to do that. So Joe Talise and his squad will try to score within the last minute of this quarter. And Sid Anand comes out of the game. Lara Cannon in at wingback. Landis at halfback. And Mike Kapusta in at fullback. And Janos Faja at running back. So it seems like Coach Patton is pretty confident that Abington's not going to come back from this.
You're going to give the other players some playing time.
That's right. Kapusta at fullback. Janos Faja at running back. And they're going to give it to him again. And he's taking it to the outside. And he gets brought down, but he picks up the first around the 30-yard line. Brought down by Malik Mills. If you see the Abington defense, it seems like Malik Mills is the only guy that's standing out from the crowd.
He's definitely getting in there and doing, he's stopping everybody. He's getting in there and doing what he's got to do.
Malik Mills and Jason Sheldon at corner. And Joe Talise. And it seems like a delay of game. Oh, they ran the clock out. They ran the clock down, and that'll be end of the second quarter. So North Penn's offense just doing an awesome job of just moving the chains and just scoring.
What a game so far. 44-0 in the second half. 40-0 in the second half. They're doing really, really well as far as just playing.
Abington must be feeling very low right now because they have not been able to do anything so far.
Not necessarily low, but they're feeling, they may be a little down, but I'm definitely sure that they're going to try and as hard as they can to bring it back in the end.
And Heike Johnson with 152 yards in the first half, and at this pace he'll gain about 300 yards this game, and he already has 6 touchdowns. So he's doing a very good job. And as the Marching Knights are taking the field, we'll take a break, and we'll be back for the second half action here on North Penn Television.
Most Americans don't realize that their household energy use produces twice as much pollution as the family car, or that America emits more than 25% of the world's greenhouse gases. But it's easier now than ever before to reduce energy waste at home and make the air a little cleaner. You might even save some money. Call this toll-free number for simple steps to make your home more energy efficient. It's easy when you know how.
Do you know who I am? Am I a P or a D? A Q, perhaps? Or a B? I am dyslexia, and millions of kids struggle with me every time they read. Call now to help your child manage his learning disability. There's no reason to be held back.
Less crime is no accident. Programs like mentoring, job training, counseling, along with after-school activities are keeping kids away from crime and crime away from kids. Look around. You'll see that kids involved in these kinds of programs are kids who are staying out of trouble. It takes you and programs that work. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT and we'll send you a free booklet. Call now and help take a bite out of
Welcome back to Crawford Stadium, where North Penn Knights are up 40-0 against the visiting Galloping Ghosts. And Dan, pretty much, it seems like the repeat of last year. And looking at the scoreboard, it's 40-0, and it doesn't seem like Abington's going to recover from that.
The Knights are definitely dominating this game. I don't think we're going to see Abington recover at all, unless they have a better second half than the Knights had in the first half.
That's right. Now, let's take a look at last year's game of what happened. Now, you see Aaron Thomas from his own 2-yard line, just taking an inside handoff from Clay Kucklick, taking it all the way 98 yards for the first of the many touchdowns to come. And he celebrates on that. And that adds 7 points. And a 2nd and 1 situation. And Clay Kucklick handoff to Heike Johnson. This is what we have seen all night long, giving to Heike. 6th touchdown tonight. And he gets a touchdown there, adding to 14-0 lead with the extra point. And 3rd and 1 situation. North Penn on defense. If you see Mike Moore just pursuing the runner and just tackling him, and he turns it over. And on the next drive of Abington, it's another handoff to number 25. He goes around, and he gets wrapped up by Jeff Craig. And ball's loose, and Steve Wagner comes out with it. And you see Brick Mangle-Spurrier celebrating on that play. And North Penn's defense was fired up. North Penn offense taking over to the other side. And Clay Kucklick, another handoff to Heike Johnson, and he goes through the middle, and he breaks free all the way in for the touchdown. And that was his 2nd touchdown of the night. And on the next drive, Abington with a play-action pass to Paul Sharp, where Aaron Thomas picks it off and runs to the left, and he gets wrapped up by Abington. That's an interception right there.
Looked rather surprised by that last play.
And Aaron Thomas, one of the best receivers. And you see Clay Kucklick on a 1st and 5th situation. He, with a quarterback keeper, runs into the end zone and adding to another touchdown mark. And a handoff, a pitch to Heike Johnson, running to the left, going all the way, cutting inside for the TD. And touchdown, and 3rd and 7 situation. Benson keeps it, and you see Mike Moore come right to him for the sack. And Wes Heinel with a strong kick, with the kickoff, with a long, deep kick. And Benson will take it. And you can see Steve Wagner right there popping the ball loose, and North Penn has the ball. And they keep struggling, and they fight for the ball, and North Penn has it. And improving from that drive on this play, Clay Kucklick, and he'll pitch it to Aaron Thomas. Aaron Thomas going up the line into the end zone, touchdown. Aaron Thomas. Now fullback. And now you can see Benson, with one of his 2 touchdowns he had with the quarterback keeper, goes all the way in for the TD to add first score for Abington. And Sid Anand taking control, comes right back with that. And that'll end the scoring for North Penn. And here's the last scoring for Benson. And that'll bring the scoring to close with 48-14 North Penn win over Abington. And Clay Kucklick seems to be injured here in the second quarter. Now, Dan, Clay has done a spectacular job, but he got injured on that devastating play of quarterback keeper where he jammed his elbow on the ground over there. And Joe Talise came in, and Joe just has done and proved himself that he is worthy of being a quarterback for this team.
He also proved himself last season when they did the exact opposite thing. Joe Talise was an excellent quarterback last season. He was injured, and Clay Kucklick came in for him. And now this season, Clay Kucklick is injured, and Joe Talise came in for him.
And West Heinel with a long kickoff, and it's in the, it's good. And Malik Mills will take it out to the 18-yard line, where he's smothered by lots of blue jersey wearing players. Now the defense of North Penn will take over.
First one that wasn't a touchback, but it may as well have been for how much yardage they gained. In fact, it would have been better for Abington if it had been a touchback, because they would have gotten out to the 20 instead of the 18.
At the 17-yard line of Abington. And you see the second squad of North Penn's defense taking the field. And Abington carries it for about 4 yards on that carry, and that'll bring up 2nd and 6. So the thing with North Penn right now is concern for the quarterback and their running back, Aaron Thomas. They both have been the best scoring combination on this team, connecting for 5 touchdowns, and Aaron Thomas running for a dozen yards. And they lost him, so he'll be out for the rest of the game. Now, how do you think this will affect the Knights?
I think they're going to have to work extra hard in order to bring it out in the end.
But Abington will have the first down at the 29-yard line.
In a way, the only way it could affect the Knights is if, well, it really can't. With how far ahead they have, how high their lead is, there's no way Abington could really bring it back.
But how do you see in the future, as the season progresses, if Clay Kucklick, God forbid, is injured for the rest of the season, or Aaron Thomas, for that matter, is lost for the rest of the season, how do you think it will affect this? You're going to
see Joe Talise and you're going to see Heike Johnson kick it into high gear to try and make up for that.
That's right, and they have done it for past 2 seasons, but as I talked to Coach Mike Pettin, and he says, without Aaron Thomas or Clay Kucklick, this offense will have a very tough time struggling to fill those positions. And it'll bring up 2nd and 5 at Abington 36. So the concern in Mike Pettin's mind will be for concern of healthiness of Clay Kucklick and Aaron Thomas. Now he's just putting in the second squad to prevent any more injuries, and they just secured the lead. So he won't have any worries about injuring any first-team players. Now Abington gets the first on that carry. Now you can see the second squad is doing a pretty good job, but you can tell that the second squad is not as good as...
You can tell they're the second squad, basically.
They're doing a pretty good job stopping the run. Now Benson has the backs in the eye, fullback in motion, split right wide receiver. Benson gives it off to Chick, and he gets stood up by number 51, Mike Kearney, the senior 230-pound linebacker. There's Dan Brown getting the call from Mike Pettin. Now Benson taking over for Jordan Smith since the second quarter. Has been moving the chains, but has yet to score in this game. Now Chick carries the ball for about 5 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd and 3. Benson has been 3 for 7 for 38 yards. Has completed 2 passes, and it'll bring up 3rd and 2 at the 50-yard line. The North Penn's up 40-0, and Abington's having a hard time to put points up on the board.
As they have the entire game.
Single back formation. 2 wide receivers, play action. Benson has it, and number 10, John Lodi, gets the sack. Great defensive play by John Lodi. And that'll push the Abington back about 10 yards, back to the 40-yard line. John Haloti, a junior that started last season with the Knights in his sophomore year, has grown very reliable for this defense. And they're getting ready for a punt return. As you can see, Janos Vaja in the back kicks low, and it goes out of bounds, almost hitting Brad Yakel. Knights must maintain concentration and try not to get hit by that ball, or it will be an active ball allowing Abington defense to get the ball and just turn it over. Now it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights at their own 37-yard line. And Janos in the backfield. And he's still up. He's going, and he takes it about to the 40-yard line.
Barely made it. Abington saw that one coming. He's got their defenseman right around there and just took him right out.
Not a back carry. And Janos Faja, a surprise this year from the second squad. He had, because of the first team's stellar performance and getting those points up on the board, the second squad had playing time more often than they more often than they hoped. So Dwayne Mangle Spurio will control the offense, and Knights gain about 10 yards. By Josh Ketchum, the senior fullback. Josh Ketchum has been with the team since his sophomore year. He has developed into a very nice, reliable fullback. If you see his form 3-point stance with firing off the ball, blocking for Vaja, great lead block, and Vaja picks up about 5 yards. So blocking for this team has been spectacular, if not good. And Dane Mangle Spurio has been doing a good job controlling the offense. So Heike Johnson so far goes out with carrying 152 yards with 6 touchdowns, and it doesn't seem like he'll be returning anytime soon. Seems like second squad action. And Vaja is stood up around the 45-yard line.
You're definitely seeing a step up as far as Abington defense goes. They had 4 defensemen go over there and take out 1 North Penn player. Seems like they're trying really hard to just try and stop them, just doing whatever it takes.
Now Dane Mangle Spurio gets the call from Coach Mike Pettin. And let's see how he cooks up the defense on this play. 3rd and 4 at the 45-yard line. Ketchum. It's a fullback draw to the middle, and it seems like he picked up the first. A big fullback, this Josh Ketchum, and he puts a lot of work during the offseason to become that reliable to Coach Pettin, and that's why Coach Pettin is putting him in the game.
The teams in that last play just kind of went into one big knot. It seems like not one was able to get past the other.
Another senior you see in there is John Schelling, weighing 195 at 6'2", who's a senior And he's at tight end right now with Josh Ketchum blocking for him. And inside handoff to number 15, Larry Cannon. And he gets smuggled by the defense. Larry Cannon unable to go out. It seemed like and mishandled handoff. Didn't seem like it was a clean handoff there. So the Knights will have another try at it. 2nd and 10 at the 40. And Jay Purcell split left. Schilling tight. Larry Cannon at wingback. Ketchum at fullback. Vaja at halfback. Strong eye formation to the right. Pitch to the right. Vaja runs. Oh, Dan Brown. And he's pushing through. And he picks up about 6 yards on that carry.
Dan Brown pulling a little tractor action in there, just kind of pushing through all the defensemen.
And that'll bring up 3rd and short. And the Knights are up 40-0 here in the 3rd quarter. So Dane Mangle-Spurio doing a good job controlling the offense, giving it to good handoffs, good plays called by Coach Pettin, and it's a stack right formation with 2 tights. And it's a fumble. It seemed like
North Penn covers that one up.
Dave Brown with the fumble, and he gets his own fumble back. So that'll bring up 4th down and short at the 30-yard line. And take a look at that replay. And Dave Brown just fumbles it, and he just gets it right back. So Ketchum and Dave Brown. Dave Brown in motion to the right. Stack right. Ketchum in the backfield. And they'll give it to Ketchum, and he breaks through. He's dragging 2 defenders on him, and he gains about 10 yards on that. And that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Knights around the 15-yard line.
That's 10 yards with 250-pound defensemen on him. It's fairly impressive.
Josh Ketchum, this guy has gotten big, and he's just powerful now. Since his sophomore year, he has been working very hard during the offseason to gain his size, and he has been working very hard for his mobility and speed, and it's paying off now. And Friday night football games are where the football players want to be, not on the bleachers, but on the field playing.
All the Knights
and Ketchum has 27 yards on 3 carries. That's about 9 yards per carry, and that's pretty good. Now, all Josh Ketchum probably wants now is a touchdown to add to his record. And the Abington gets ready for another North Penn attack. Stack right formation with Ketchum in the backfield. They give it to Ketchum, and they're going to give it to him all night long, and he gets stopped after gaining about a yard. Josh Ketchum, this player is doing a very fine job tonight, and Coach Mike Pettin is just relying on him to just run it through, and he's not going to waste any risk of interceptions or fumbles, so they're going to give it to this reliable fullback they have, who's Josh Ketchum. So Dane Mangle-Spurio gets a snap, and inside handoff to Josh Ketchum, and they're just killing the clock. I mean, they're just running down the clock here in the 3rd quarter with only about 50 seconds to go, and Knights up 40-0, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 at the 15-yard line of the Abington Ghosts. So Dane Mangle-Spurio comes back in. Now let's see what Coach Mike Pettin wants them to do as Jay Purcell splits left and Vaja in the backfield. Ketchum at fullback, Larry Cannon. And it seems like a false start. And let's see. It's a false start on
That is what those
the North Penn.
That is what those yellow handkerchiefs you see get thrown out. That means false start. It's to signal the players.
Now Jay Purcell splitting right. And John Schilling to the right. Larry Cannon to the right. Josh Ketchum to the left, and they give to Vaja. Oh, and it's a play action, and Dane Spurrier will hold it, and he's going to push through. And I think he's short of the first down. And it is short of the first down, and Abington offense will take over. Wait. That is the end of the third quarter, and the Knights are up 40-0. Wait, it's actually fourth down right now.
Knights have failed to score so far. If you remember in the beginning of the game, they scored within the first minute.
So North Penn will have a shot at it on the other side of the field with 3 yards to go to get the first at the 10-yard line of the Abington red zone. Now, all Coach Mike Penn wants them to do is just run the ball and just run out the clock. And he just wants to get the game over with and add another W to their record right now. So Coach Penn sends out his squad. So North Penn up 40-0 in the start of the fourth quarter. And Knights at Abington 10-yard line. Ketchum and Vaja split. Or stack left. Cannon and Ketchum at stacking left. And Vaja at running back. And it's a quarterback keeper. And he just stumbles. And it's a turnover for North Penn. Dane Spurrier just losing ground on that. And he just falls. Dane Spurrier did a great job controlling the offense, but just couldn't get it done at the end.
There's a turnover, but Abington has a long way to go.
So Abington offense will take over. So let's see, with 11 minutes and 30 seconds to go, Abington has no chance of coming back in this game unless there's a miracle, and I'm sure there won't be, and I hope not. And Daryl Johnson splits left. And it's going to be a handoff to Malik Mills, and he gains about 2 yards on that play. North Penn doing a good job flying around on the defense. And it seemed like Larry Cannon on the stop, or Dogs Francis.
You see North Penn trying, not necessarily, I think, now to win the game. They're pretty sure that they have that, but I think they're going to try and shut out Abington. That's, I think, what their goal is for this game.
And Mills with 12 yards with 3 carries. And Chick at quarterback pitches to Malik Mills. And the Knights stop him with no gain around the 16-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and 4 for Abington Ghosts. And number 13, Brad Yakel, comes out of the game. And Chick controlling the offense as he steps at quarterback. Benson and Jordan Smith unable to get the job done, so they're putting in their halfback at quarterback. And Daryl Johnson split right. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. And he gains about 4 yards. And let's see if it's first down. And it is a first down. And so Abington will have another 4 downs to try to get the score on the board.
And they will need them. They are a long way from their end zone to try and get themselves on the board.
So Abington moving slowly up the field with 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go. North Penn is still up 40-0. And this game might end in a shutout. And Abington does not want that for their team. Of course, they are a Division I suburban team. And a shutout will mean an embarrassment. It's a play action. It's a halfback option into the middle. Gains about 2 yards. And that'll bring up 3rd down. Or that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd down and about 8.
Abington trying as hard as they can to get the ball up to the end zone there. With only 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go, they've got about.
And with
really got to work there hard.
Abington controlling the ball, they only have had 8 first downs, and you see that play there, he stopped, and to get the control of the clock, they must have a lot of first downs to give the time to score points and run the ball and spread the defense and get some running room and have some room for passing routes too. Now the defense stops them, so it'll be 3rd and about 8 at Abington 25-yard line. And Daryl Johnson sprints out to the right. And Malik Mills at 5'7", he stands tall at halfback and fullback. And it's a play action fake right into the middle. Gives it right back to the fullback, and it seems like he has the first. North Penn.
It's a good catch, whatever it was.
North Penn unable to cover that. The fullback just faked the run, and North Penn realized there was a pass, so they go away from him, and the quarterback goes right back to him and just gives it to him, and they complete for a first. So time running down, and there's about 7 minutes left in the game, with North Penn Knights leading 40-0 here. And fullback in motion, you've seen that a lot tonight for Abington. And halfback Malik, and it'll be a quarterback keeper to the right. And 97 missing a tackle. Arm tackling is not going to get it done for the Knights. They must form tackle, and they must get the head right to the ball, try to pop the ball out, try to cause fumbles, but arm tackling is just not acceptable at this point of the game.
Excellent blocking also on that last play by Daryl Johnson. Got in there and just they couldn't get away from him to block the runner. It was just incredible.
Ray McKnight, you usually see Ray McKnight playing very well. He's a very solid player, but on that play, he just dived for him and just couldn't quite hold on to him.
He couldn't do it.
Ray McKnight is a junior who weighs 200 pounds. And Chick hands it off to number 15, Jason Sheldon. Oh, number 35, Steve Wright. And they get about 9 yards on that. About 6 inches short of the first. And with about 6 seconds to go, Abington is slowly moving up deep into North Penn's territory.
Second and 1, looks like.
And Mark Hammond split with Malik Mills in the backfield. And it's going to be a quarterback option, and he keeps it, and he gets the first. And they'll have a first down at North Penn 30-yard line. And they just won a touchdown here. They know they can't win the game, but they still want a touchdown and prevent
Abington moving down this field.
Prevent Abington from losing with a shutout. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. And North Penn is still up 40-0. And about 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Fans are still here cheering the North Penn team on. And as I said before, the crowd factor is a major motivation for North Penn. As you see the blue crew that's just cheering and motivating the team on. And it has shown. The shutout has definitely shown for North Penn. And it's a quarterback option to Malik Mills, and he gets dragged down with a jersey. Good defense by North Penn. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 at the 30. And last 4 minutes remaining for Abington to score. I mean, you can tell what's going through the mind of these Abington players right now. The repeat of last year's devastation against the North Penn Knights, losing 48-14. That was just an unbelievable game, and they came into the game pretty hyped up, trying to win the game. But as soon as the first touchdown occurred by Heike Johnson, it was all over for them. And North Penn Knights defense just shuts down Malik Mills.
North Penn seems to be holding them pretty well so far.
So it'll bring up 3rd and 5 around the 25-yard line. So the second squad not giving up any points here. So you can see how strong this North Penn team is. I mean, even the second squad against the first team of a Division I high school is doing a very nice job defending. And they have done very well on offense also, and this is what's going to help them in the playoffs when the Knights go in.
And it's also got to be comforting to Mike Pettin to know that there are also some players on the second string who can move up just in case something happens to one of his first string players who they could really strengthen the team if something were to happen.
Yes, but there is not many Aaron Thomases or Clay Kuklicks in this team. They're both definitely one of the most important people in this team, and they'll bring up 4th and short, and Abington will call a timeout to regroup. And it's 4th and 1 at the 21-yard line with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And there you see the Marching Knights, the proud group under sponsorship of North Penn. And they always come to the games to cheer on their home team, North Penn Knights. Wherever you see the Knights go, you'll see the Marching Knights go too. And they are a very loud group, and they'll get the fans cheered up really quick. And the timeout seems to be over, and getting quick drinks while at it. Now let's see if the North Penn Knights can hold up the 4th and 1. North Penn is up 40-0 here in the 4th quarter, and only 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And Abington has the ball at the 21-yard line, and it's a goal line formation, and they're going to give it to the fullback, and I think he has the first. Very close. And they have the first. The fullback,
really just got to run
number
out
23,
the clock.
James Mason on the carry. Inside handoff, he just dives in. It's a short yardage play, and you need a big guy like him to just bulldoze through, and he gained what they needed to score or get the first down.
North Penn's just got to run down the clock now and just try and stop him as much as they can.
So Abington will have 1st and 10 at North Penn's 19-yard line, and the fans are all standing up, wanting them to stay, and it seems like a false start. The referees throwing their flags. And it is a false start.
It'll push Abington back a little bit, which can't be good for their morale.
The fan turnout of tonight's game has been very good. The North Penn fans supporting their team very well. After Coach Mike Pettin came, the North Penn Knights had a successful season for past 2 seasons, and they're having another wonderful season, and they just want the Knights to go all the way this season.
Looks like
and Abington has a wide receiver split, backs in the eye, 2 tight ends, and fullback in motion. And fullback shifting left. And it's going to be a handoff to Malik Mills. And Malik Mills and he almost got dragged down. And that's what I'm talking about, arm tackling. With one arm, you're not going to bring a runner like Malik Mills down.
They definitely have to use the full force that North Penn has in its defense. Use that weight. That weight, they definitely have a weight advantage over Abington. They're not really utilizing it.
Only about a minute to go here. 2nd and 9 at the 19-yard line. North Penn trying to stop them from scoring to end the game in a shutout with 2 tight ends. Daryl Johnson split.
For Abington, this is
has time. Kicker. Intercepted by number 57, Matt Price. And that'll bring North Penn's offense out, and I think it's all over. And that took 10 minutes to get up to the 10-yard line, and Abington just could not finish. That was a very poor choice of the receiver on the behalf of the quarterback. Quarterback had to look at the vision, and you could see all these blue jerseys surrounding his receiver. You could see there, and Matt Price just jumps up and just picks it off, and he goes over, checks, and out of bounds. And
dropped hard by
North Penn will just ground the ball, and they'll run the clock out. And with 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds, and that's the game. And North Penn wins it 40-0. And you can see Heike Johnson adding to the 40-point lead. That was all him with 6 touchdowns.
Every single touchdown that they scored was scored by Heike Johnson on a running play.
152 yards. And Colonello, Kuklik, Talise, all in the supporting cast, they have done a spectacular job, including the offensive line. And they're going to take this win to the next game. And they're going to have a good season. They seem to be off in a good season. And North Penn Knights add another W to their already 3-0 record, making it 4-0. Now, that's it for our coverage of North Penn football. I'm G. Yoon along with Dan Keene. And have a great evening, and so long.